educated me to a degree that I wasn't educated until I did your interview. And I want to thank you for that. Oh, thank you.
The BLKICE Chronicles Massive. This is Crazy Dee. I'm standing in the Urban League on the west side of Las Vegas. I'm standing here with Miss China. She's coming on to play a character that I just wrote especially for her today, right? Her name is Ruby Reynolds. Now, Ruby Reynolds is an aspiring actor who actually is a spoken word artist. She's not a perfect person, but she does have redeeming qualities, and we'll go from there. So where we pick up at is we're in the lobby of the Las Vegas hotel, and she approaches me because we've already set up an appointment to meet and sing.
Watch that first step. It's a killer. Hi, I'm Ruby Reynolds.
I never shake hands with women I'm going to work with.
You already know you're going to work with me?
I don't know, but no need to give the wrong idea from the front so women won't lead with their rear.
What is that supposed to mean?
It means...
Look, no matter. I got what you mean.
You do? What do I mean?
I mean, I know what you're saying. Some men don't have control.
So what do you do besides offend?
Look, all I want to do is present my work and see if we can collaborate. My stuff, I mean my work, is tough.
What is your work? Why should I be interested in what you do? What do you have to show?
I have a lot to show. I have my bio, headshot, and I have my CD.
Do you have something with you to play your CD on?
I didn't bring a CD player, but I got my iPod, and...
I don't put other people's nubs in my ears. No offense, but that's not good hygiene. I'm not questioning your cleanliness, but I just don't do that.
Well, I don't have anything else to play it on, but...
Look, Miss Reynolds, you called me. You should have a presentation prepared.
Well, yes, I should, but...
I tell you what, when you're ready, you can reschedule. My time is precious.
Look, see, maybe I can do it another way.
What way? I tell you what, let me hear you rap.
Here? Now?
Yes, here now. Shit, you told me you were a rapper. More than that, you said you were an entertainer. And everyone knows entertainers do what they do. So do what you do.
Well, I actually don't rap.
What's the store name? You know it's Cdmptv.
All right!
Oh, get out of here.
Females.
You got some work for me?
Females.
You will want to work with me.
Why is that? What sets you apart?
Because I'm pretty in the face, slim in the waist, and I'm built. And besides, you're the only one I'll trust with my new form.
This summer, Crazy Dee, the mind that brought you Google Me, and Crazy Dee's remixes move like hotcakes, brings you the Females DVD. featuring the talents and starring
Susie the Crackhead, Constance Phillips, Bernice Champagne, Conwell Jacobs, Courtney Douglas.
Yes, Jesus loves me. Yeah.
My girl, sing, girl. Hey, how you doing? I'm sorry to cut in on sorry to cut in on y'all sing. Hey, I'm Prodigy.
What?
females.
Hey, Prodigy. Hey, what's up, girl? Listen, you will never guess who I have photographing Val.
Who?
Are you serious? Do you actually think I'll be caught dead with you?
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Come on out and get on the set. Checking out some of the shots.
Females.
Show me something else before I
don't think you realize who the fuck you talking to. Look, Crazy Dee, I want to work with you.
So when can we shoot?
Females.
Here I am, doing my 1-2, my regular. Finding ways to promote the store and my digital kiosk. This time, I'm doing a 4-camera shoot. But it always seems when I'm in the middle of my most creative moments, I'm always getting interrupted. I can't stand that shit.
Female.
What sets you apart?
Because I'm pretty in the face, slim in the waist, and I'm built. And besides, you're the only one I'll trust with my new form.
The BLKICE Chronicles Massive. I'm standing here with a living legend. You understand what I'm saying? I'm standing here with a living legend. This is Bubba Knight. This is the man that put the moves together with the pips. He is one of the original pips of Gladys Knight and the pips. Man, it is an honor to stand here with you. My first question for you is, when you were out there, I would call it the Chitlin Circuit.
That's right. That's correct.
When you were at the Chitlin Circuit and you were going through the pinnacle from what I've learned was the Apollo. Yeah, how long from when you started in the Chitlin Circuit to when you finally got the chance to get to the Apollo? It's a 2-part question. The second part of the question is, did you get to the Apollo because you had a record deal or because your performances were so great?
Actually, we went to the Apollo in 1961 when we had a record called Every Beat of My Heart, which was our first recording. Our record company, which was owned by Bobby Robinson at the time, had a connection with the people at the Apollo. And when we went to New York to record our second version of our Heard Through the Grapevine on his label, he had us to go into the Apollo with his connection. And that's how we got into the Apollo. They had heard about our performances in the Chitlin Circuit long before we got to New York. So he was confident that we would be able to perform the record that we had recorded with him once we got into Apollo, and that's how we got there.
Okay, so it wasn't, because sometimes the documentaries and the movies skew the history a little bit.
Yes.
So it wasn't, okay, Motown getting you there.
Oh, no.
Because my parents had early records.
No.
40 records where Gladys Knight and the Pips were on those records.
But Motown came much later than the Apollo.
Okay.
The Apollo Theater, we had gone through like 3 or 4 different record companies before we went to Motown.
Okay.
Long before Motown. As a matter of fact, we were on tour with Smokey Robinson. When he was just coming up with Shop Around, we were on tour with him, and that's when we didn't have a record at the time. And he discovered that we had a performing talent. So he had been after us for a lot of years to go to Motown Records when he and Barry Gordy started. Okay. But Smokey was, man, that was a long time ago before we went to the company.
So you came from out of the church?
Yeah,
slip a roll, bitch. When we get into Crazy D's, you better sit with your legs open. Keep the fucking nets off the CDs.
You don't want to come with me.
I came with you to babysit your doodle ass. I don't give a shit if you in here fucking with him. I'm getting in your ass like them shit clumps on the side of your coochie, bitch. You like a motherfucking African dandelion we seen on the History Channel. I don't give a shit about all that. Yeah, your granny is a motherfucking hoe too.
This is Crazy Dee.
Yeah, your grandmother is Crazy Dee. Crazy Deborah, the bitch up at the dirt home stripping. I don't give a shit about that.
Why would you come to Crazy
Dee? Don't give a shit. Why would you come to Crazy Dee with them same panties you've been wearing for the last 2 weeks? That ain't coming back in
My
stuff.
toes is out, your toes is in.
Yeah, them ain't toes. You wearing motherfucking army boots, motherfucker. I know what them is.
They weren't army boots last night when you was sucking on these.
Yeah, you see what I did after I sucked them? Then I put acid on the motherfuckers.
You put no acid on. Smell you put some acid in your mouth or burn your fucking throat.
Next time you have one of these stoke babies, you need to keep your mouth shut. And your brother need to put on.
A fucking divorce. That's when we gonna get a divorce.
Yeah,
divorce your ass.
You know how we gonna get divorced? Because I'm gonna poop in your
face.
Look at you.
Yeah, you gonna poop in my face, huh? That's real classy. That's classy. That's real classy, Malcolm.
It's real classy.
Yeah.
You trashy,
Maxwell,
bitch. Now
whatever
get
the fuck
this
your
one.
name is.
You can't forget, because I call you call me different things every time I put it in your mouth. You call me Martin, then you call me Malcolm, Maxwell. Who else you fucking? Muhammad, bitch. Get this motherfucker out here and let's do it.
You embarrassing me.
How y'all doing today?
Hey, dude. You got some mixes I can look at? I'm having a party. And like usual, I need some of yours. And some more, you know, just to get it started.
What's up, my dude? Yes, I do. I have a few new titles. Let me show you what we have.
Thanks, Dee. Oh yeah. That's my husband, Maxwell.
Oh yeah, this my husband. Bitch, what the fuck you mean? Oh yeah, this my husband. You should have introduced me to me first.
Please don't start. I purposely come up here to get away from your shit.
I had a new Chicago, the new Fatty, the new Zone, the new Era, and I have my new one called Crazy Dee's Remixes Move Like Hotcakes.
They sure do.
It comes, oh, thank you. It actually comes free with my new DVD entitled Females.
Females? What's that, porn? Because it sounds like porn.
No, it's not porn. I don't do porn. It
ain't porn? It got nudity and everything you do got nudity in it, man. If that ain't porn, I don't know what is.
Nudity isn't porn. It's all about how it's created and the intent when it was shot.
Checking up for him now?
No, nigga. I'm taking up for myself. I came up here to take some photos and you was talking shit. And I don't know why with all the porn you got stashed up in the closet.
Wait, bitch, you pushing me.
Bitch. Did you just say bitch?
Hey, D. Think my wife is a good candidate to pose for you? You can be honest.
My name is Bennett, and I ain't in it. That's between y'all.
No, D. Tell him when I first came in how I asked you about it.
You did.
What's that supposed to mean?
It means I would have done it to bring you home some great pics. But like I told Dee Dee, you such a jealous motherfucker. You can't enjoy what you got. And if Dee was about it, he could get it.
You don't rap.
No, I don't rap. I'm actually a spoken word artist.
Okay, Miss Reynolds. Let's see your spoken.
What do you mean calling me Miss Reynolds? Just call me Ruby.
I'm straight. You haven't shown anything that makes me think you'd be good.
Look, Mr. D, I can do it another way. I can do my spoken word. But do you have a hotel room?
I tell you what, I have a hotel room, but what of it?
We can go there and I can show you what I can do. Give me a chance. I won't disappoint.
Okay, young lady.
You touch me. I thought you said you don't touch.
Let's not get it twisted. You couldn't keep me here if I wasn't interested in hearing what you have to say through your written prose.
Thanks. That's good to hear. So we going to your hotel room? You gotta hurry up.
Okay. Let's not be too anxious to get to the hotel room. I think you're scheming, and you'll be here. I'll be in the wind.
All right, Mr. D. We'll do it your way.
BLKICE Chronicles Massive. BLKICE Chronicles Massive.
Prevent yourself.
Do you have a permit for selling on this block?
The BLKICE Chronicles Massive. This is Crazy Dee. The BLKICE Chronicles Massive. This is Crazy Dee. I'm standing in front of TC's Rib Crib, and you see the poster. You know what's happening on the 19th through the 22nd is the Las Vegas Film Festival right here in Las Vegas. And I'd like to thank TC's Rib Crib for putting my poster up in the window. Come out and check out their food, because their food is A1, and that special sauce, that special barbecue sauce, is to die for. So come on out here, check out TC's Rib Crib, and see my poster in the window, the BLKICE Chronicles. BLKICE Chronicles Massive. This is Crazy Dee. I'm standing in the world famous VIP Records at 1020 East Pacific Highway in Long Beach, California. It is the place for you to pick up the BLKICE Chronicles Females DVD and the BLKICE Chronicles The Shifter DVD. Come in today, pick them up, you will be entertained. The BLKICE Chronicles. This is Crazy Dee. I'm standing inside of Sight and Sound Center on North MLK Boulevard in Las Vegas, Nevada. That's right. And when you wanna get the BLKICE Chronicles DVD titles, you know it's only one place in Las Vegas where you can get it. Right here in Sight and Sound Center at 1000 North MLK Boulevard in Las Vegas. The BLKICE Chronicles Massive. This is Crazy Dee. I'm standing on Sunset in Hollywood. Right across the street from me is Amoeba Music. The BLKICE Chronicles Females and the Shifter DVDs are selling here now. Pick up your copy right here in Hollywood on Sunset Boulevard at Amoeba Music. Me and my wife will discuss that. We were in the 3rd grade, and one week we went to theory class. The next week it was cut out, and we never said what happened to it. And I remember my sister came through. She also went to the institute as far as piano, but she had that theory
shame that music is taken out of, you know, schools, dancing and the music and all of that kind of stuff. That's,
I want to ask a person that's in it, because that's been in it, because, you know, I would talk to my people. They were more of fans. They bought the music. Okay, so speak to me. Why was there such a backlash to the African American youth coming up, making a new sound coming out of from something that was stripped away from them, taking and reforming it from the older records? Why was there such a backlash from other artists, R&B artists at that time? Why was it, and has it subsided? Understand it better now, and they can say, we understand that they kept the music alive.
well, you know what? I think maybe it was a backlash because a lot of the music was sampled, as you well know. Like a lot of James Brown stuff was sampled. James is the originator. So it's almost like, okay, I'm taking a little bit of you, but I'm going to put me on top of it. You know what I'm saying? And the other thing that gave it a black eye, in my opinion, was the language that was put on top of it. You know, the downgrading of women.
How much of it was my generation? Our parents listened to Richard Pryor, Dolomite, you know, all those guys, Red Fox, and called Blue. And then we were listening to that.
No, it ain't on you. It ain't on you because it's been eroding. It's been eroding over the years by certain things that we are allowed to be put on the radio. Let me tell you something. I blame it a lot on the erosion of our morals as far as the lyric content is concerned. I blame it a lot on the disc jockeys in the radio station for allowing it to be played on the air like that for the general public. I guess that comes under censorship. You know what I'm saying? That
it is freedom of speech.
Yeah, freedom of speech, man. So, you know, so what are you going to do?
As an artist, last question. Do you hear, are you recognizing the difference between rap music and actual hip-hop music? Hip-hop music that has a message, and then the rap music. Because there is a difference. There's hip-hop music that's uplifting a Talib Kweli, Mos Def, and then there's rap music, which is based on the spoken word drum, but it's about hedonistic type of. So I mean, are we seeing the difference? Because I have to ask you, because you've been in it, and I have to ask you, are the older artists realizing there's a split?
You know what?
I'm on that.
No, but let me tell you this. What you're telling me now is you're opening my eyes to something that I really didn't get that deep into. You're telling me, you're giving me a definition between rap music and hip-hop.
Yeah, hip-hop is a culture. It's based on the dance, the
clothing,
not the clothing. It's just
I'm being educated.
It's just part
Keep
of
talking, my brother.
The clothing is just part of being in the neighborhood or the hood. Oh, okay. That's not necessarily, but people categorize it to make money as hip-hop. Okay, but that's people's different styles from the neighborhood. You know, like whatever people were doing, that style. But hip-hop is graffiti, which is the artistic part, the DJ, the MC, and the b-boy, which is the breaking, which Africa Bambaataa started to stop the gangs in the Bronx killing each other. Right? So, and then from there, people got into it. The street got into it because it was starting to make money. The street got in and decided to start to tell their story. Right. So that's the divergence and the split between hip-hop and rap.
You have educated me to a degree that I wasn't educated until I did your interview. And I want to thank you for that.
Oh, thank you. That is,
so thank you.
Thank you.
My brother. Give us some love, man.
My first question, what sparked my interest, you said that you managed Salt and Pepper when their name was Super Nature.
That is correct.
And you said at first you didn't like the Showstopper record, which was the answer to The Show by Dougie Fresh.
That's correct.
And tell us, first of all, why you did not necessarily like the record.
I didn't like the record because it didn't make sense to me at the time. I still have a problem with the lyrics. It wasn't refined or slick enough musically to Winston, to me. The only thing that made me change my mind was the fact that I took it to two young men, or a young lady I was going out with at the time, and her son said, "Oh, that's the jam, that's the record. We love that." And everybody is playing it. So it was somewhat of an underground hit in terms of within the black community that I was not aware of. I was not 14 or 15 at the time, and they were, and they hit me to the record. That sparked my interest to send it to Mr. Magic, who was an on-air DJ, and it was a tape at the time. And only because I was encouraged to do so by a gentleman who was my assistant and who worked for me. And that tape was given to him. We then sent it to Mr. Magic for him to play. He gave it to Molly Mall, his DJ, and Molly Mall played it. So whatever credit Marlon has received, it's ill-conceived because he had nothing to do with the playing of the record.
Either something I can sign that, oh, don't worry about that. You don't need to do that. No, you're not going to do that.
No.
You follow what I'm saying? You need to be tied to that property. And so the label, not to say that an artist is property, and more so than not, artists and labels work together. There's no more of that kind of property thing like we had. I remember there's a panel that you and I met and we spoke at, and there was a gentleman that sat next to me that sold records, and he is a specialist in 50s and 60s doo-wop music, which they term that era as the fabulous 50s. That's kind of the official term. I think it is the most horrendous time in music history. I think it is the most appalling time. I think it's the worst time ever for musicians and for singers. I think that, and I'll be blunt, I think that white artists or white record label executives, I think they love it because they ripped us off terribly, and they still enjoy and reminisce over that period because it was a period that you buy us a Cadillac and we were totally happy with what the hell was going on, you know? And that was the worst. I mean, our songs were being stolen. There's a difference between mentoring and stealing. Paying dues doesn't mean I have to lose. You follow what I'm saying? Paying dues may mean I have to work hard. I have to do a lot. And, to earn my keep, that's okay. But that doesn't mean ripping me off as a part of paying dues.